So here's a video that I took of Jean-Luc's old vehicle. You could see our tour vehicle in the back there. That's the van that we used for the entire trip. We initially had met at Jean-Luc's house and winery right downtown. That was the initial footage that you saw. Once we got to his vineyards, I let the drone up and recorded this beautiful scene with the nice quaint roads, the beautiful modified old historic truck that actually he eventually let me ride. You'll see a quick video of that. And I just followed us along these beautiful roads, and it was really nice. I've actually never followed a vehicle from inside the vehicle. That's me in the back left with the pink shirt on. There's Max in there. I believe Scott is in the front seat next to Jean-Luc. A thing about this car, to drive it, which I hadn't done yet, but to drive this car was like driving a tank. There was obviously no power steering, and it was very difficult to steer. And you had this huge wheel. I mean, the wheel was probably, good 2.5 feet across. So just very difficult to steer. It was a 3-speed, but it was a lot of fun. At one point, I actually flew the drone away from the vehicle, and I'd never done this, and I actually panicked for a second because when the drone has a setting where it wants to, if anything goes wrong, it wants to fly back to where it took off. You can change that setting to fly back to where the remote is, but all the while, when I lost sight of the drone in a few minutes, it looked like it was getting further away from me when indeed it was getting closer, because it was establishing its home point from where we left, and that was a mile from where we had driven to. So figured it out and safely got the drone back. Here I just kind of diverted a little bit, went over the cute little town there, and basically what we're doing here is we're driving through the vineyards, and we're stopping at different parcels, and he breaks out a bottle of wine, and he pours a glass for everybody, and we have a tasting right there where basically where the wine was born. And we did this a few different stops, and then we turned around, went back, and that's when I drove back, and we went to a nice overlooking picnic area with a picnic table, and we had a nice picnic with the entire group until about sunset. We left right before sunset, and then we actually took the scooters and raced. I believe it was this day we raced back to this area on the scooters, all of us, to get a sunset view with using our scooters, which we still had rented.
Little quiches. And you've got pâté en croûte, the crust around pâté. You've got what they call rosette, which is a type of salami. You've got rillette de porc. Rillette is like shredded pork, you know, in its own juices, if you will. This is saucisse de marteau, which is a type of specialty sausage here. This is the jambon persillé that you've had before. That's his specialty. The butcher here, he's won gold medals for this. Okay.
Oh, yeah?
Okay.
You've got bread.
Oh,
This bread is for the cheese. We'll do the cheese afterwards. Well, I can put it up now. One more goujere. You just break off bread how you want it. We got 4 salads, beets, cucumbers, mushrooms, and tabbouleh.